It's time to set our intentions, set our self-care, and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
And what an honor to start our week every single week, getting ourselves together with a meditation instructor. She's a mindfulness teacher, a life coach, a yoga instructor, and a sound bath specialist, sound healer, so much more. I should have mentioned astrologer, Saharah Ali. It's time for Mindful Mondays. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning, KBLA family. Welcome to Mindful Mondays, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions to honor our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into our week. This week, we're under the celestial influence of a new moon in Pisces Thursday at 4:45 p.m. This new moon in Pisces brings the challenge of releasing barriers blocking manifestation of our highest good, enhancing within us our commitment to innate truth, honoring our journey as spiritual beings having a human experience, reminding us of our sacred energetic connection to everything in the universe. Pisces is the most spiritual sign of the zodiac, aiding us to level up in our spiritual potential, representing deep emotions and our connection to collective unconsciousness. Pisces energy invites us to dream bigger dreams, to explore infinite possibilities, trusting our innate wisdom. This Pisces new moon acts as a doorway, deepening our connection to spiritual medicine for healing and transformation. We benefit by examining our physical and spiritual health. The call to action is to lean into the gift of silence, honoring the world behind our eyes, to believe in ourselves, exploring what we believe possible or impossible, realistic or unrealistic, releasing barriers, blocking manifestation, believing as you ask, so shall it be given, and knowing all things are possible in divine mind. Our Mindful Monday intention is to stay grounded and centered, standing in faith, trusting miracles can happen as our faith yields truth and gifts from the Most High. The process is repairing our relationship with hope, repairing our relationship with trust. The task is to embrace our commitment to innate truth, honoring our journey as spiritual beings, having a human experience, allowing the power of manifestation to unfold. Sit with that. And so going forward with our Mindful Monday meditation, let's listen with our hearts. Let's open our minds. Let's let go of fear and deprivation. Let's release self-deception to receive the inner truth, allowing divine wisdom to aid clarity as we step through the illusions that are in front of us. So now just get still and take a breath. Take a big breath and pause for a moment and be right here, right now with me as you exhale. And close your eyes, giving yourself permission to be centered and grounded. Now listen to your breath as it slowly moves in and out of your body. In through your nose, out through your mouth, maybe 3 or 4 times. But just be here in the stillness, ready to explore the world behind your eyes. As you breathe, feel your heartbeat. Allow yourself to relax. Slow your breath and quiet your mind. Allow yourself to find inner peace, to find stillness, to receive divine guidance, supporting the manifestation of divine grace. Just breathe. Breathe, center, and relax. And opening yourself to infinite possibility of your soul's fulfillment. Now take a big, big breath and hold this breath in. And as you exhale, release any stagnant thoughts. Release and let go. Inhale, opening to unconditional love and willing to accept the gift of expansion, the gift of miracles. Allow yourself to be centered and grounded, and just keep focusing on your breath, allowing yourself to let go. And breathe in the gift of leveling up. Breathe in, opening to receive your soul's blessing. And as you exhale, call forward the wisdom of spiritual truth and allowing yourself to let go of deprivation consciousness, ready to receive your highest good. Now inhale and open yourself to the alignment of abundance, the law of infinite possibility. And as you exhale in gratitude, aligning yourself to your truth and bringing your thoughts here and now. And now just breathe, feeling centered, embracing reality, and embracing the truth that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And just breathe, trusting through stillness and prayer. And most of all, meditation. We can hear the inner voice guiding us to our wholeness, manifesting divine consciousness, supporting us and leveling up to our authentic self. Now inhale and just exhale and listen. Listen with an open heart to our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Today, I allow myself to believe in the power of miracles unfolding in my life with grace and ease. Today, I allow myself to believe in the power of miracles unfolding in my life with grace and ease. Let this new moon season be medicine for healing and planting new seeds. We have 18 months of this Pisces magic to yield the fruit of our spiritual labor. So be committed and know that miracles are possible. Thank you, Dominique. Tavis Smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetic, mindfully blessed week, leveling up and ready to receive miracles unfolding in your life with grace and ease. And don't forget, plant seeds that will yield fruit to support your commitment to spiritual magic and your spiritual labor. Go into the world behind your eyes and find truth.
I know, Saharah Ali, that, with probably your astrological, your sound bath, your yoga, definitely your life coaching, people are asking you, and because this has been a question people are asking me, and I'm not a life coach, is it time for us as Black people to get the heck out of America? And I'm posing that question not just to you. I'm posing it to our KBLA delegation. You watch the old Nazi movies and you say, well, why didn't they leave? Why didn't they get out? Right? And then you watch scary things like The Handmaid's Tale and these dystopian sci-fis. And it's like, oh, well, by the time you realize you have to get out, the borders are locked. The borders are locked down. Your passport has been, flagged. This, that. And this America doesn't feel super safe for Black people, for LGBTQ plus people, et cetera, for women right now. When you look at it, whether it's life coaching or from an astrological, numerological kind of standpoint, how do you know when it's time to get the hell out of Dodge?
Okay. First of all, there's a divine process unfolding in the unseen world that we as emotional beings are stepping over. There is a greater truth unfolding, and it's our perspective and where we place our attention. It's like what I said before. The only reason why somebody is there because we focused on what we talked about what we didn't want, even though we had actions of what we did want. So we voted for what we wanted, but our conversation, our thought form, our intention, our expression was all about what we didn't want.
Right.
And so we can buy into this program and feed into this frantic energy of loss and abuse and just the whole dynamic of programming fear and deprivation and survival. I've been telling my clients, whenever there is chaos, whenever there is a threat, there is magic to unfold. And so you talk about these things that happen in history, okay? There was an other side to that, and nobody talks about the other side. Nobody talks about the warriors. Nobody talks about the freedom that was made. Nobody talks about.
I mean, look, the reason I was laughing is because I'm thinking about the chaos that was the creation of our planet, right? That's what popped into my mind. I'm sure, it was quite chaotic, but it worked out pretty well for us. We got a place to live and a whole species.
Well, the thing is, this whole dynamic, does it produce fear or does it produce faith? Does it produce helplessness or does it empower? And so, yes, the empowerment is, well, let's get out before we can't get out. Now, if you honestly think about on a global level and who we are as humans and what we have lived through and, the threats of other things that we have lived through, dogs and fires and water hoses and segregation and all of this other stuff, okay? We are people of strength, and we have always had a miracle to pull us out from the slave ships to the boardroom. So who are we going to be? We are more empowered in this time than we've ever been in our lives. So why give up that power? Why lose that faith? Why buy into something that we have control over, which is our thought forms, our beliefs, our actions, our commitment to our wholeness? It's a rebel of people out there. And yes, somebody might have the pen is mightier than the sword, but, there is also a check and balance that is happening that we can't see, that we are inundated with this information. And so I would say, trust your inner truth. My inner truth is like, I'm good, I'm going to be good, and no matter what happens, I am going to be good. And if you really think about at the end of The Handmaid's Tale, everybody got people are their own self-undoing. And people with sin will undo themselves.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's my prayer for this administration. People are their own undoing.
And I hope I'm not sounding airy-fairy or, because I'm a heart too. I mean, I come from a militant background, and I have an emotional reaction to this too, but I cannot feed my life force energy into a chaotic dynamic that doesn't support the wholeness of the reality of masses of people whose lives are on the line for what is right. Yeah. So are we going to focus on what is good, or are we going to focus on what is bad? We have to focus on what we want, not what we don't want, and use this energy to manifest something higher. We cannot lean into the dark forces. Like the Jedis, the force is with us. Use that force for the good, not the dark side.
Got it.
Because the dark side will always undo itself.
Well, I had to ask because I know those conversations are happening, and I think that's, a helpful way, a lens for people to look through. And Saharah Ali, I always appreciate your insights and your reminders to focus on what we want, not what we don't want.
We weaken ourselves with fear. We empower ourselves with faith. And that empowerment yields magic in the manifestation of our wholeness. So let's get out of the weakened state and pick up your power of faith and trust and know this is not our truth.
Yeah.
What is your truth? That's what this is all about. What's your truth? What you live by?
Well, if you want to get some life coaching, you need someone to talk you into your truth, talk you around to your truth, or maybe a yoga instruction, a sound bath, sound healing, call Elise and make an appointment with Saharah Ali, 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783. Saharah Ali, thank you again. KBLA delegation, it's time to call me. 800-920-1580. We are unapologetically on point, on faith, unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
I have a dream today.
They said it couldn't be done. They said we wouldn't make it. But history had other plans. This February, KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates the dreamers, the doers, and the breakthrough makers of Black History Month. Your station, your stories. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Can I touch this? Where does sand come from? Is this tree good for climbing? What happens if I mix these two things together? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Storing your guns securely is the best way to prevent family fire, including unintentional shootings. For more information on safe gun storage and ways to keep your family safe, visit endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org.
What do we keep in the attic? What's this thing called? Can I ride my bike backwards?
Like I said, kids are curious. It's up to us to keep them safe. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Who cares about the Black community in Altadena? We do. On Saturday, March 8th at 10 a.m., it's the premiere of Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr. This new weekly show will explore the deep roots and resilience of Altadena's Black community as we track its recovery and reimagine its future. From relief efforts to rebuilding, we're raising up voices, stories, and solutions to build back Black Altadena better and stronger than ever. It's Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr, every Saturday at 10 a.m. beginning Saturday, March 8th, with an encore presentation, Sundays at noon.
James Farr, the man who is the voice for Black Los Angeles.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Right now, it's time for you to call me at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Who said it? Rachel Z, somebody, I think, in the chat on KBLA YouTube was asking if we heard that Joy Reid lost her job. And yes, we did. I did. That was on my list of things we might want to talk about. The question I'm throwing out there, and I think Saharah Ali just broke it down really well. Are we in the part of the Nazi movie, where you say, why didn't they leave? Why didn't they leave? So are you going to stay or are you going to go? I've always said I'm team stay and fight, but, things are getting curiouser and curiouser, and it does beg the question, Joy Reid is definitely out. She was arguably one of the stronger progressive voices on that station. MSNBC, that is, of course, Rashida Jones, a black woman that was running that network, stepped down. And so I think it was a bit of a preemptive surrender on the part of MSNBC to the Trump desires, I guess. And one of the things she's done is taken out Joy Reid. Joy Reid is going to be replaced by Michael Steele, Simone Sanders, and Alicia Menendez. And Michael Steele, of course, is a Republican. They've had a weekend show called The Weekend. I've watched it. Don't love it. Rather watch Joy Reid if it was up to me. But hey, it's not up to me at all. And now they're saying that Jen Psaki is probably going to be elevated when Rachel Maddow completes the first 100 days of the new Trump deal. We don't know for sure. We're going to see how the fans react. I think Joy Reid, I haven't seen the numbers, but I feel like she's pretty popular. A lot of people that I know are always citing her work and talking about her. Some people don't like her. They also have something to say all the time. But Joy Reid is out. MSNBC not commenting, but it's widely being published. And I see it as a loss. I think she's a smart woman. She's bold and outspoken. And she does a good job. I remember when she was on the Griot and she started becoming a commentator on many of those shows and then went on to become their major daytime host with the Readout in 2020. The new president of MSNBC is Rebecca Cutler, and they're saying this is her first big change. So you can see it. You can hear it in the way the anchors are talking about everything. They're treading more lightly when it comes to Trump. They're treading more lightly when it comes to just wholesale condemnations of this administration and their moves. It's sad because it's actually normalizing some of the weird stuff they do, but clearly it's a mandate from management. You can hear it. I can hear it in the way even Rachel Maddow, even though she's very critical of the current administration, I hear her reeling herself in constantly on the show. And I know that's a management mandate, so we're going to see what happens next. This week is her last week on the air, I believe. So I imagine her ratings will be big this week. And I do expect some fan pushback. In fact, maybe I'll write something. I get that you want to have Republicans, and Michael Steele is a great guest. I like hearing him on Tavis's show. I've never interviewed him live, only in a pre-taped interview. But I don't know. That weekend show to me is boring. I like Alicia Menendez too. I like Simone Sanders too, individually. The three of them, sort of led by Michael Steele, for me, it's a snooze fest. I'd rather watch Joy Reid any day of the week. Let's go to Big Phil calling. Let's go to News, Traffic, and Sports. And then we'll go to Big Phil calling us from LA on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know with BIN News. Apple plans to invest $500 billion over 4 years in U.S. manufacturing, engineering, and education, focusing on AI and chip making. They will build a factory in Houston for AI servers and double their advanced manufacturing fund to $10 billion. An Apple Manufacturing Academy will be established in Detroit. New York City plans to close its asylum seeker intake center at the Roosevelt Hotel and other shelters by June due to a drop in migrant numbers. Over 173,000 migrants have used the center since spring 2023, but arrivals have decreased from 4,000 to 350 per week. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries urges Democrats to block a Republican budget plan, warning it could cut Social Security and Medicare and lead to government shutdown. And the How Black Men Smile Project is celebrating 10 years of Black joy amid attacks on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
If you or someone you know is affected by the Los Angeles wildfires, you are not alone. No matter how sad, scared, or heartbroken you feel, CalHope is here for you and all those affected by the devastating wildfires. Find free, safe, and confidential mental health support at calhope.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The UCLA and USC women's basketball teams continue to stay on top of their game. UCLA, ranked 3rd in the country, won a close game Sunday at Iowa, 67-65. Alina Arnosalo sank 2 free throws with 3.8 seconds left in the game to seal the win. Lauren Betts had 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 block shots. USC got 22 points from Juju Watkins to hold off Illinois 76-66. Next up for USC is a rematch Saturday with UCLA at Pauley Pavilion. Congrats to UCLA men's basketball coach Mick Cronin. He earned his 500th career win Sunday in UCLA's 69-61 win over Ohio State. Cronin is in his 22nd season as a college head coach. The Clippers had a tough time in Indiana without Kawhi Leonard and Norman Powell. They lost to the Pacers 129-111. The Clippers are at Detroit tonight. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Fatherhood includes being present during pregnancy, delivery, and beyond, supporting your partner, and advocating for your baby's health. Black fathers play a key role in reducing maternal and infant health inequalities. Join the free AIM Fatherhood Program and make a difference. Visit blackinfantsandfamilies.org/fatherhood.
There's new reaction following the Trump administration's sweeping efforts to cut the federal workforce.
Fired but not forgotten. The Testimony Project. Bearing witness, breaking silence, building community. KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to amplifying the voices of Black federal workers impacted by the mass firings. Rooted in the Black tradition of testimony, this initiative ensures that those who served us are not erased from history. Through firsthand accounts, investigative storytelling, and community-driven dialogue, we intend to expose injustice, preserve truth, and demand accountability. If you or someone you know has been forced out of federal employment due to the mass firings, please contact us at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or via the open mic feature on the KBLA 1580 app. We want to hear from you and share your story. KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
All right. You can call during this hour and talk about whatever you want. Next hour, we're doing Black Marriage Monday. But right now, it's Freestyle phones at 800-920-1580. I was talking about the end of the Joy Reid show, the final episode. They didn't say when, but it'll be sometime this week. And even though what's puzzling about this is that we know MSNBC is being spun off to another corporate parent, right? And we know MSNBC had really bad ratings right after the inauguration, but their ratings have bounced up during prime time 77% and 35% up overall. They're still losing to Fox News, but they're consistently beating CNN. So it seems a little odd that they would pick this moment to take out Joy Reid, except for when you notice that the President of the United States is celebrating her demise, as is the New York Post, one of his sort of minion right-wing rag papers. He called her one of the least talented people on TV, and fake news. Of course, you know, he calls the media the enemy of the people. But the readout is out, and the president is celebrating. Now, you know you're making an impact when the president of the United States celebrates the loss of your job. Going right to Big Phil now from L.A. Hi, Big Phil.
Good morning. Devil don't sleep. But Dominique, let me say one thing. Don't get into that mess about you might leave the country. Your dad would have never even think that way about leaving the country. We built this country. We're not going to run nowhere. We're going to be here. We're going to fight. And God got his way to bring a man down like that. Just about a time. Just keep living, keep waking up, and be with your son, okay? And that fire captain, she ought to quit it. They trying to make Karen Bass, she did this. Karen Bass, hey, I'm the boss, okay?
Yeah.
Just like that sister, they were shopping it somewhere out, and says, hey, that's no, Karen, this is it. We're not going to talk more about it. This is it, period. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, for those who don't live here, was very patient because she knew that she could not fire that police chief when the fires were still raging, even if the woman did not do her job, even if she didn't have those fire engines in place, even if she didn't have the pre-deployments that we had in other fires, and even if she was going on CNN and trying to throw the mayor under the bus with this sort of classic, white woman's tears, which as we know can be deadly for black women. The mayor is more patient than I am, and probably more patient than you are. She's never been the type to govern or lead by press conference. So she waited until the right moment when it was safe to let that woman go. But clearly that, the woman was insubordinate. She, there are clearly documented in an LA Times investigation, the problems with the pre-deployment. So she was supposed to be fired.
Well, absolutely. Just like I said, I'm going to land. This is my last thing. Like I said, your dad, he wasn't going nowhere. He will fight to the end. Okay? Your dad, you better not go nowhere. I'll be there like a tree to protect you, okay? I'm out, Big Phil. Love you.
Thank you, Big Phil. Love you more. He going to bring my dad into it, Miles. Like, you can't flee. Amiri Baraka would not approve.
Daddy wouldn't let that happen.
Papa Baraka wouldn't let that happen. Neither would my mom. She'd be, doing what she does, organizing. But it is tempting. You ever think about getting out of Dodge? I mean, just like America is really problematic right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're rebels anyway. So so what if the parents wouldn't approve of it? We still might do it.
Soul rebel.
Yeah. And the rebels, UNLV, you did.
Let's go to Jeanette calling us from Inglewood. Good morning, Jeanette.
Good morning, Dominique. Thank you so much for taking my call. Well, today will be my last day in the spirit of Blackity Black for Black History. So I wanted to talk about a person that I had an opportunity to speak with on several occasions and also to learn from, and that is Apostle Frederick K.C. Price. Also known as the Godfather of Faith. And that's how I learned my faith. So he was born January 3rd, 1932 in Santa Monica. In 1965, he began pastoring at West Washington. And then in 1973, he founded Crenshaw Christian Center in Inglewood with 300 members, which grew to thousands. In 1978, he had the ever-increasing faith television program started. And this is where I come in 1989, when the Faith Dome was built. In 1998, he published his book, Now Faith Is, through his own Faith One Publishing. And then sadly, in February 12th, 2021, he passed away, and it says it's because of complications from COVID. But he was a dear person that I loved and learned so much from. I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to know him.
Jeanette has taken on the mantle of Black historian for us this month, and it's much appreciated. I imagine you'll be doing it for Women's History Month, or as we like to call it, Black Women's History Month. Of course, all women are welcome. Don't feel left out. I believe in inclusivity around here. It's just, we're a Black-owned station. There's only 5 of them in the whole nation. And so we say Black America first, LOL.
Can I just say one more thing,
yes.
Dominique? This is off the cuff. And this is about James Farr.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about him, because it seems like he doesn't really like women.
He's married to a beautiful one, in his defense. And I think, I don't know if he's still in the building to defend himself. But yes, I know. Maybe that's why, because he's married to a strong Black woman and he works with a bunch of us, that he feels more free to just say any old thing. I'm not sure. He's probably in his car talking smack right now.
The only thing he can say about Kamala is that, she's a good example for his daughters. It's like, come on, she's done more than that. Come on. So, anyway, I'm still going to listen to his program. I'm going to give it a try anyway.
Oh, that's the spirit. Love that, Jeanette. Give the brother a try. He's, look, I'm going to argue with him. I am the Black woman that starts off KBLA mornings every day, lead batter. And I'm going to be in it for my Black queens, my sisters, my mamas, my aunties. That's my role. It's one of my roles, right? And so I'm going to go at it with James when he does that, or whoever does it that comes on the show, as you well know, or prior shows, Street Science, Front Page, doesn't matter. We're going to be boxing. However, I do think James will have a powerful show, and he'll do a great job tracking what's going on in Altadena and Pasadena, which we absolutely need to do, because it is a long recovery process, and it's tempting to go on to the next story.
Want to listen, because I agree with that. We need to keep Altadena in the forefront.
Yeah. And he's an accomplished journalist, too, for sure. Yeah. We love the LA Progressive. And thank you, Jeanette. I guess I'll talk to you in Women's History Month.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Folks are debating in the YouTube chat at KBLA 1580 about whether to stay or go. And it's true. We have withstood many more challenges than the state of the United States right now. But it is a perilous time for sure. And the technology, if they had the technology, facial recognition, and all the stuff that they have now, would Harriet Tubman have been able to free us? They don't know. Now they have computer tracking devices on your phone, your car, Can we even go off the grid? I know some people think they are, but if you're swiping, you're not off the grid. If you're carrying a phone, you're not off the grid. If you're driving a modern car with a computer, you're not off the grid. So, our safety is going to require more community organizing and this We Keep Us Safe model of collective action and activism rather than individual fleeing. Although, fleeing is an option. It's true that a lot of enslaved people ran to Mexico. Mexico outlawed slavery 50 years before the U.S. did, and they actually welcomed Black folks there and refused to extradite us. And I think that's an option if you want to go. Well, now you can. I don't know that you can run there now. I don't know Mexico's immigration policy now. I think that the entire African continent, all 54 nations in Africa, should have something called the African American Repatriation Act, where they should welcome black citizens that want to go back. And there are quite a few that will. You can get a visa, you can get a permanent residency or citizenship in Ghana. You can get it in Kenya. You can get it in Tanzania. There's different processes. You have to spend a certain amount of time there or invest a certain amount in a home or a business. There's different formulas for it. But there are a number of nations that now offer black Americans citizenship in Africa. It's going to be a little harder in Europe. I think they're tired of the African immigrants, and I believe they'll probably categorize us in that. And there are a number of nations, if you're over 50, they won't even accept you. And those are the nations that have universal health care, like Germany, Canada, I can't remember who else. They don't want to pay your medical bills. After you got sick in the U.S., they don't want you running there for their health care. So there's a lot of considerations. If you're young, you may need to have a job offer or some kind of special skill. But if you're really talking about leaving and you're going to Africa, make sure you know how you're going to pay your bills, because what you're not probably going to do is just find a job there. Or you could be team stay and fight like me. 800-920-1580. We are unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I feel so alone.
I'm embarrassed to talk about it.
How can I help my kid if I can't help myself?
I can't remember when I wasn't stressed.
I don't like it inside.
When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts and emotions, it's okay to get help. You are not alone. CalHope is here for you with free, safe, and confidential mental health resources for youth, young adults, families, and you. Find support now at calhope.org.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Ray Richardson, your sports connection here at KBLA Talk 1580. Join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough every Saturday night at 7 for Out of Bounds, the show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. We take you beyond the scores and press conferences. We give you our point of view, the way black folks see what's going down. You can join the conversation and give us your analysis at 1-800-920-1580. Out of Bounds every Saturday night at 7 on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
You like your style, though.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
Yes, we are, and you're invited into the conversation at 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. Sad to report that singer Roberta Flack and has made her transition, thank you, to the KBLA chat, for bringing that to my attention. Just a beautiful voice and a beautiful, beautiful spirit. I didn't realize she was 88 years old. And she had back-to-back Grammys for Record of the Year, which is a big deal. That was in, I guess, 1973 and 1974, back-to-back Grammys with Record of the Year for First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, I think, yeah, and Killing Me Softly. I also didn't know that she really came to mainstream prominence when Clint Eastwood put her song in his directorial debut, and that kind of blasted her into the mainstream. Oh, James Farr is back in the I thought you were gone, James. What?
You never know if I'm here or not. Right? Since I'm here now. But
oh, wow, look at those flowers. They're beautiful.
I just want to tell you, Dominic, this is from me and my family. We appreciate you, and that we believe every queen should be given their flowers.
Thank you, Mrs. Farr and Mr. Farr.
Yes, you are absolutely welcome. Now, I hear
so it wasn't because of what Jeanette was saying about
you know what? I turned the TV off. I had turned the radio off. I was. I'm not going to say that I was putting together this arrangement. But
okay, this is blocking your face too on the YouTube chat. You're just nothing but big flowers. Yeah. They're beautiful. They're sunflowers. They're roses. Yeah, they're lovely. Well, so she just said she doesn't really trust you because the way she thinks you might not like black women. I know you're married to a beautiful black woman, and I did let her know that. But Jeanette said she'll listen to your show Saturday mornings.
Thank you, Jeanette. You know what, Jeanette? Just give me the opportunity to earn your distrust, right? and don't base it based upon a sound bite or whatnot. I absolutely love black women. I have only ever dated black women, and I know a lot of woke, conscious, progressive brothers that can't tout that. Now, I still eat pork.
Really?
I do.
I did not know that.
But I don't date white women.
So right? You're. Yeah. I don't know what the correlation is there. I'm not sure. But yeah. Well, Kwamel says James Farr is doing like Clay Kane. I ain't never really gone.
I'm in the building.
And Molly Bell called you James Carville.
Well, Kwamel, I think I've been through the front door here maybe once or twice in 3 years, and so they let me in the window, and I slide through the back door, and now I got my own seat, right? So that's cool.
Yeah. Well, we welcome you, and thank you and your family for the beautiful flowers. They're much appreciated. I love flowers.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna share these flowers with all black women.
Yes.
On behalf of James Farr.
The Farrs.
As the Farr family.
The Farr family.
Absolutely. Well, we already know your wife loves black women.
Yes, that's Tamika, Kennedy, Richmond, and the dog Jax.
Oh, I didn't know they were also from the dog. Yeah.
Yes, Jax. Jax listens to you a little bit more regular than anyone else.
I'm not going to take that as an insult.
No, I mean, we take listeners how we can get them, right?
Your dog has good taste. All right. Well, look, I wanted to give you a chance since you were in here with these flowers, not because of the flowers,
not because
to talk to Jeanette.
I bought these flowers from a black woman-owned florist, Scarlet Florist, right here in the district. I don't know what she said, but I have one wife to satisfy, and one wife that knows I love black women, and one wife that told me you need to stop talking crap about Kamala Harris, right? So it is what it is. But I just think that people.
And then you wrote an article, so.
Well, that's what we do, right?
Yeah, hopefully she's not listening. Well, here's the thing. It's a perfect lead-in right now to our next segment because we're talking about Black Marriage Monday, and you guys are a great example. Black Love Goals, 26 years, I think.
Almost 26.
Almost
yes.
26 years. Yeah. Anniversary coming up.
September, yeah.
Okay.
Is there such thing as like a Virgo marriage? Is that a thing?
Yeah, there's such a thing as a Virgo everything.
Yeah. Well, we wedding anniversary is 3 days before my birthday.
Aw. Yeah. So you can never forget it.
I am a consummate romantic. My wife is one. You ask her how long we've been married, probably because she feels like she's doing more time with me than it actually is. She can never recall, but I'm the one that remembers the anniversaries, the birthdays, and the special occasions, and the keeper of the memories.
So before we get into this Black Marriage Monday, and we do have some folks that want to talk real quick too, so we'll get to the phones. Any advice for others who want to live up to your 25-year marriage?
I have no advice for women. The only advice I can give to the brothers is keep showing up, and as long as your key works when you put it in the lock, you got a chance. You cannot work on things separated. Like, marriage is there for the ugliest, most uncomfortable times. And we show up in the worst and best versions of ourselves. But I think when you love someone and you're committed to working with them, you understand that none of us are perfect. So communication, we're both communicators.
Communication is key,
but
even
we struggle
when you don't
with it.
want to do it.
Yeah, no, we struggle with it, right? Everybody struggles.
Well, I mean, we know it's the broadcasters and professional communicators that are the worst at doing it in their personal lives. At least I should speak for myself. That's me. Okay, let's go to Juliet calling us from L.A. since you ventured back into the lion's den.
Oh, Lord.
Lioness's den. Hi, Juliet.
Good morning, and all praises to the utmost highs. And I just wanted to check in with you guys for this year and just say we're sending out prayers from righteous prayer warriors, and hope everybody be able to just, like May say, we are one.
Juliet, are you on team stay and fight, or are you thinking if things get too much worse with this current administration?
That's the chapter. Dorsey Nunn started in Oakland. We stand. We look. We in it to win it. Ain't no one around.
Okay.
We gonna do it. We gonna do it. We've watched, and I want to be commemorating the 60 years of the 65 uprising. They don't call it. I don't call it a riot. It was uprising.
Right. The Watts Uprising of 1965.
Uprising.
Commemorating that. We know Juliet is team stay and fight. We not one and done. The way you said it, like, I feel like, what was I thinking? Of course I'm staying. James, would you consider taking you and your family out of the country if things continue the way they are with this administration?
Absolutely not. I'm here to cash the check that they promised.
You're not leaving till you get your reparations?
At minimum. But no, I don't want to live any other place but here. And I want America to live up on its promise. That's all. It's really that simple to me. I
mean, it seems simple until they start locking folks up and you can't find them. When folks start disappearing, it's, if you're trans right now, they're either not issuing them passports, or they're forcing them to go back to their dead name and their birth gender. And that's just the beginning. They probably got something for black folks too. I mean, I am not saying that it's a good idea to run, but I think it's easier for us to say we're going to stay when we don't know how bad it's going to get. And because it's starting off pretty rough.
Well, all politics are local, as you know. And so my energy and effort is local. How can we build back our community? I try to stay out of that Pennsylvania. I like.
You don't want Altadena to turn into what Trump's plans are for Gaza,
right.
the Riviera,
right?
Of LA.
So I'm gonna commit the next couple of decades to that, right? And I'll let other folks let Trump scare them. And
I love LA. I love my country. I know my ancestors' blood, sweat, and tears built this country, and there's other places I would also be happy living.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean I still wouldn't love America, but I love a lot of places in Africa. I love Senegal, Zimbabwe, Tanzania. I mean, the Gambia.
I'll visit.
Even Ghana.
But
I say even Ghana because I love Ghana, but not my top place.
I love LA County. LA County, specifically Pasadena, Altadena, is the best place you can live in this entire county.
And that's why you'll tune into him on Saturdays at 10. Okay. Thanks, James. Thanks for the flowers.
Absolutely.
And thanks for the clarification.
Yes.
Black Marriage Monday is next. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know with BIN News. Apple plans to invest $500 billion over 4 years in U.S. manufacturing, engineering, and education, focusing on AI and chip making. They will build a factory in Houston for AI servers and double their advanced manufacturing fund to $10 billion. An Apple Manufacturing Academy will be established in Detroit. New York City plans to close its asylum seeker intake center at the Roosevelt Hotel and other shelters by June due to a drop in migrant numbers. Over 173,000 migrants have used the center since spring 2023, but arrivals have decreased from 4,000 to 350 per week. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries urges Democrats to block a Republican.
You are not alone. No matter how sad, scared, or heartbroken you feel, Cal Hope is here for you and all those affected by the devastating